Today on the Mike O'Mara Show.
I didn't have any motivation simply because I said, well, why? Why
I
bother?
drained you.
You've drained me for
I drank your
13
milkshake.
years.
I drank your milkshake.
And I have a straw that goes all the way over, Eli.
Eli, you boy.
What was I right about? Enough about what I'm wrong about.
I don't know. You're
See,
right.
this guy. Smarmy.
Stovetop stuffing.
Who does stovetop for Thanksgiving?
People do.
Mike-
You see it in the stores piled up all the time.
Yeah, you know what? If you serve stovetop, I hope your trailer burns down.
God.
All that and more. The Mike O'Mara Show starts now. Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Let's get started.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show with Mike O'Mara, Oscar Santana, and Rob Spiewak. Now, here's Mike.
Welcome to the Mike O'Mara Show with Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak,
Hello.
and a man that cannot get out of bed in the morning. We are back to our morning schedule, and this would be the first day where it really tipped the scales. Okay, here's a little behind the scenes. We're taping the show at 8:30 Eastern Time, a.m.
Yeah, our normal time is
I'm in the middle
9 is our
of,
normal time. So
getting my kid dinner, getting things ready, and all of a sudden the phone, the 4 to 5 o'clock phone, blows up. Loud. By the way, we'll have our talking head in a second here.
Yes.
It blows up with, "Can you do a show at 8 a.m.?" I said, "No, I'm taking my son to school at right about that time, at about 7:20, and it gets me home at about 8:10. I said, "I can't. How about 8:30? Fine."
Good.
So I'm told by you, Rob Spiewak, that there is going to be a scheduled fire drill.
yes, here at the
In the building.
at Podville Media, the whole
You're in
building.
a high rise. You're in a high rise building on M Street in Washington D.C., our nation's capital. And they still, if you think it ends at grade school, no, it doesn't. They have them in big buildings too.
I love, and it's scheduled for 10 a.m. And I love your initial reaction was, "Why don't we do the show at 9:50 and
Right.
carry the fire drill?"
Well, that's
live
what I
on
was
air?"
thinking.
Yeah,
That's what I was thinking. But you didn't want to do that. You wanted to be safe. And, the man who's responsible for getting us down to this building
right.
is once again sliding into. I thought when he was a captain of industry and running this entire floor. And by the way, are there other employees here now at this hour, or are there not?
No. The podcast Podville Media opens at 9 a.m. So exclusively.
So there are people here humming about. I thought that the days of Oscar being late was just for our show, even though Oscar is the only one that lives in the city,
right.
and then he's going to come in all ragged out and yell at Pony or yell at Dan O'Brien and somebody like that. And I modify my schedule to come in to tape a show because you guys are having an effing fire drill today. And sure enough, I walk in and I see Rob. By the way, all of you should know this because it's behind the scenes, but I will give him credit because I certainly don't give him enough credit on the show. Rob Spiewak is usually incredible outlier if Rob is not sitting in that seat at every time I come in. And there he is. Good afternoon.
Hi, good morning.
Jesus Christ. I said to Rob, you know what? I'm trying to eat it. I am trying really just to deal with it unless somebody switches the schedule on me. And then, Mr. McLate again gets in here.
I didn't switch the schedule on you.
Well, the fire drill did.
Yeah,
I was told by 10 people you were aware of that.
A building that we don't own that makes their own decisions by the fire
I'm not
marshal.
talking about that. I'm saying I came in and did the modified
Look, you can
schedule,
pout,
and
you
here
can
you
fight
are.
about it.
Here you are with a total and complete inability to make the start of the show. And it's starting,
Yes.
so only one. It happens twice, maybe 3 times a year that I lose it, and I only lose it periodically.
You are always late.
I have modified in my broadcast career. I have modified my
Do we
schedule
ever start
to
at 3
your
o'clock?
whenever.
Do we ever start at 3 o'clock?
Why bother?
That's what I say.
Yeah, I don't. Let's go back. Let's go back to make it. It's been forever.
Can we have a different start time every day?
At 3 o'clock, you were never on time. You're always
do
steady
not
Eddie.
flip this
15,
on me.
30 minutes late.
Do not
You're
flip
being
this on
hypocritical.
me.
We spent a summer of waiting for you. A summer of waiting for you.
that is absolute. Rob, help me out here. That is not true.
He was not late every day. It was 3 o'clock. We sat down. We were ready to go at 3. Roll tape, maybe 3:05 because we have to have our little pre-show discussion.
It is different in the morning. It is different in the morning.
Also,
mornings are a fire drill for me.
Did you see me yelling at you? I was sweet and kind and patient.
Because you are. It's been Oscar time since we've taped the shows.
Yeah, but
forever.
3 p.m. I was here. I never got upset. I never yelled at you.
Tell me why Rob should get in here. What would you say if Rob came in at say 10?
This is not
10
about
a.m.
Rob.
on a normal day.
This is about you and I. Mano a mano.
I have said to you, and I have said to you routinely, that my punctuality up until my association with you has been flawless. I have slacked because I said, "What the F?"
I have
You've ruined it.
Ruined you.
You've ruined it. What is I thought mistakenly,
yes,
that coming in here at 9 at 9 a.m. right, Oscar? I mean, Rob, I thought it would be 9 a.m. would be 9 a.m. because he's got this little empire that he's with. He doesn't care about that. I thought he was in here at 7:45 in the morning for pod. Well, he would be if somebody's last name was Bush.
Yes, if they wanted a 5 a.m. start, I'd be here.
But on time, early.
Yeah, well, they're not. Look, you and I have a different bond here. We like to yell at each other.
What's that?
We like to yell at each other.
I don't enjoy this. I don't enjoy this saying. I thought, here's my mind. I'm like, we have to get this show done.
Yes.
Because the urgent. I've got the goddamn.
It's 79 minutes.
Tweets. All right.
Start without me. Always start without me. If I'm late, start without me all the time moving forward.
I don't want to. We got 3 people. They expect to turn their thing.
Which one?
And I don't like.
I don't want. Pick the lesser of two evils.
Oh.
It's amazing. He spins and spins.
I'm a prick.
You're conjuring. You're making things up. You are conjuring.
I'm conjuring. I'm sure. I'm here.
Last night.
I'm ready to entertain America.
Last night when I get 500 text messages starting at 4:15.
You bitch about the lack of communication, and now we give you communication, and now this is this?
Can you do an 8 a.m. start tomorrow a.m.?
Yes.
There's a fire drill scheduled for our building. I said, I can do later, but I have school duty. That's my response when I get it at 4 o'clock. Okay, I'll check with... Who's he checking with? The guy that said it's the building I don't have any control over. He's checking with... Oh, that's Oscar. That's Oscar!
Well, we had to make sure we're all on the same page. And also, to be fair...
then you call me. Your little... He was in a ringer yesterday.
Rob
you call
is
me.
Scared to talk to you. I was in a meeting.
Rob talked to me. Did you talk to me twice, Rob, on the phone?
And which is twice too many.
That's how scared he is. Twice
You're
wrong about that as well.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Well, no, I'm not scared. To be fair, I just know he hates when I call.
A friend that is unafraid would have said, what about 8:30? Instead of ringing it out for 20 minutes.
I said 8:30. It took one phone call to say 8:30.
At 4:15.
Because I gave him that answer.
At 4:15, I was told about the fire drill. That's why there was
who? The building or my wife?
Your wife.
Yes.
You told your wife, and your wife told me.
Yes.
And so I got in touch with Mike as soon as I could. When he said later, I didn't know if he meant after the fire drill, and I wanted to know your availability.
That's what I meant initially, and then we talked, and I said, all right, you said to me, can you do 8:30? I said, yeah, I can do 8:30.
Okay, then it worked out, yeah.
Because it's 20 minutes. That's how long it takes me to get
Everyone can do 8:30 except Oscar.
Yeah, except for me. Wasn't good for me. 8 would have been better.
How could 8 have been better? There still would have been sunshine delays.
8 has a different feeling than 8:30. 8's like, all right, gotta be there by 8. Right, Pony?
Yeah, I suppose. But I mean, still.
Let's bring in your friend. His grueling schedule.
Well, I mean,
I had the best dream about Matt Blue yesterday.
Let's bring in Captain Prop Up.
I had the best dream about Matt last night. It was great. He was not only in the Star Wars universe, he was also a robot. which made more sense to me than anything else when I woke up.
Well, because it's Oscar and the Robots now.
Yeah, well, I was like, oh my God, this is Matt.
Yeah.
Bebop, me bop, bebop.
I hate
Do you feel better now?
waiting.
Yeah, so do I.
Everybody hates waiting.
Everybody hates
and no
waiting.
one. Here's the funny thing. You know who hates waiting on someone the most?
Oh, Oscar.
This man right here who
Yes.
keeps everybody waiting
Do you know
more than any
who's
other individual.
the most patient
he
of
hates
the
it.
three of us? Me. Because you did it to
no.
us all summer,
You're
and I
not
never
patient.
had I never had a fit about it.
Patient. Oh God, I can't believe you're trying. I'm trying. Let's go back to the inception of this.
No,
podcast.
I want to go. We have a
Let's
90-day
go back
moratorium.
Let's
And
go
the
to
past
the
90
inception
days, I've been
of
more
this
on time
podcast.
than you have.
That is not true.
In the past 90 days? Oh,
That
absolutely.
is not true. That is not true. Yeah, you know what he's getting away with here? You have your little job at Podville where you're on the property anyway.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
talking about when you have to go from domicile. And I gave credit where credit is due to your partner to
Yeah.
the right, who you are unmerciful to, unlike me, who props him up all the time.
Thank you.
And
you
constant.
technically-
And you come in. How long is your commute?
Don't you? 10 minutes.
Rob,
10 minutes.
Hold on. Let me ask Rob
Rob?
a question. How long is your commute?
Depending on different factors, 55 to 65 minutes.
Easy peasy.
55 to 65.
Average commute.
Easy peasy.
Yeah, sure.
At 55 to 60
2 hours
minutes.
in the car every day. Easy.
With traffic, with average traffic,
Me?
How long does it take you with average traffic to get from your door to Podville Media in downtown Washington?
18 minutes.
I rest my case.
Wow.
I rest my case.
But you
and
do
your
your job from your
counterpoint.
domicile. You're there all day.
I know.
So
that's
you're
why.
saying
That's
that
why
I do
I'm
it from my
punctual.
domicile. This is
Would you
where I
like
am.
to know the reason with the 3 o'clock schedule? By the way, which you were also late for. The 3 o'clock schedule. You were
Maybe
not
once.
always there.
Maybe once.
Oh, that's not true. That's not true. My attitude, my slacker, I have gone with your flow. And I'm not going to go
Well,
with
it
your
doesn't
flow
sound
anymore.
like you are. You're upset. My flow is like, we'll get it done.
Well, what I mean, it wouldn't be. I like to do it like it was a broadcast schedule. That's what I like to do. But
I'm
we
just
tape,
saying-
and we have what's called a tail, where people listen a few days after the
I
show.
wouldn't have a case, except for this past summer, of laissez-faire, where you
Oh,
decided to
God.
start when you wanted to start. And we were here.
That is not true. That is not true. I didn't have any motivation simply because I said, well, why? Why
I
bother?
drained you.
You've drained me for
I
the
drank your
13
milkshake.
years.
I drank your milkshake.
The
And I have a straw that goes all the way over, Eli.
Eli, you boy.
Oscar, you
You know,
boy.
when we think about quoting on the show, Daniel Day-Lewis may be a record holder on that.
He's very
Between
high.
gangs of New York, you know,
Mm-hmm.
which I really have to work on my Gangs of New York Daniel Day-Lewis. That's the one I'd like. Because that show, if you have any cable channel whatsoever, that's on every 10 minutes.
Yeah, it is.
Gangs of New York. But anyhow,
Oscar, you boy.
it drives me nuts.
I drink your
Every now
milkshake.
and it really bugs me. Only because tell me about this fire drill now. What is the deal, Wade? I didn't know they did that in high rises, but then again, I haven't worked in I worked in high rises in New York, but
Well, Pony's been playing with matches a lot.
Every quarter they do a fire drill for the building. And every quarter it's not convenient. And I write an email to building management that says, how about X, Y, and Z? Like, we're the only people in the building. But now, since we're at 40% occupancy, I don't have
Right.
that sway anymore. I can't say, hey, move it over here.
Now the lack of knowledge, and I say I have not lived in and worked in high rises before. SOP, standard operating procedure for having a fire drill. Is that the way it works?
Correct. And this is not the type of fire drill where if you're in a smaller building, you can all right, we'll close the doors and then,
Pretend.
pretend like we were okay, even in like a soundproof room.
Right.
This is the type of fire drill where it is piercing and you want to get the F out of the building.
Yeah, I've
I've
not been here long enough to ever go through this.
Oh,
so I'm
you're in
excited.
for a treat.
I'm in a way, a virgin.
Are you going to take your school books and stand out on the street? when it
I
happens?
actually I wore my fireman's hat today, and I'm ready to help.
Will there be firemen?
I hope so.
The
Fireman.
the fire marshal will be here.
Fire Marshal Bill
somebody
will be
from,
here.
From the DC office will be here.
So I
know
guess
that.
someone couldn't get away from their computer.
This is what's great. They triple told it because they know our team members wear headphones.
Yes.
Is they triple confirmed with us. They had somebody come up from the building. They came through the building. It's a big effing deal, which I appreciate. Nobody needs to die.
All right, is this, and this is the way my mind goes,
Yeah.
but is this building run efficiently and competently and everything is done by
massive
the book?
property manager. Like, no BS,
Like,
no mercy.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay.
The
Well,
only
then they get
outlier
away
is-
with doing that.
The
I
only
suppose,
outlier
right?
is that the tenant on the second floor is a manufacturer of oily rags. So they got to keep an
And
eye
on
on
the
them.
third floor, and on the third floor,
if I'm-
empty cardboard boxes.
If I'm not mistaken, on the 8th floor, there is a petroleum association.
Oh, that's
Right.
terrific.
Yes.
Yeah, well, at least that's
Now
above
that we're
us.
talking about gangs of New York before, I'm thinking, and so they'll hit the bell, and then the guys with the horse-drawn carriage from Tammany Hall will come down to fight the natives.
Here, Mike, here's the fire alarm.
No, I got it. I got
you
the
have
fire
it?
alarm.
Yeah.
Yeah, here it is.
Oh, good.
Fire.
Oily rags.
Fire.
Oily rags.
All right.
So
How tall-
there's that.
How tall is the building you're in?
100 stories.
I think a
not
total of
100
9 stories, maybe 10
9
stories.
stories?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It's not
we-
huge. You know, in D.C., you can't build them tall.
That's right. You're not
Yeah,
allowed to be
that's
taller
true.
than the Capitol Dome.
Which I
believe.
thought by now they would have somehow I'm all for the beauty of Washington, D.C. But if you own that land, you should be able to build, baby, build.
No, you go down, baby. You go down, baby, down.
Spoken like a true capitalist. Let's bring our talking head in,
okay,
shall
good.
we?
Yes.
He's been waiting patiently. He was on
Oh,
time.
my
Let's
God.
talk to him. Trevor Griffin.
This is my pick.
Yeah, pick the clip.
Spelled GRYYYFFFYYYNN.
Yeah, spell check loves his name.
Trevor Griffin is an extroverted tech guy who can speak regular person. Well, that's fun.
Yeah.
He feels can explain.
Oh, he feels that he can explain cryptocurrency to us better than Oscar.
Yes.
It's just one of those days. I'm another one. Here I was singing your praises a moment ago. That's a Beck's beer. All right. So he can do cryptocurrency. I read online a lot of people were giving Oscar a hard time about his knowledge of crypto. He is a 20-plus year listener who lives in Edgewater, Maryland. He became addicted to the show back in the day while making a daily Annapolis-Alexandria commute. That's a nasty one.
Yep.
There he is. He is a single guy, but has been with his girlfriend, Emmy, for 17 years. Well, for God's sakes, make her an honest woman.
Yeah, put a ring on it.
They have a 2.5-year-old corgi named Bree. By trade, he is a programmer and systems admin for a real estate company, but he is also a vice president at the Annapolis Makerspace. We'll ask him about that. He loves that the show's 3 principals all come from different backgrounds. Punctual, not punctual, always
Grumpy.
punctual. Let's see. Let me see. And we all bring something different to the table. His favorite voices are Charlie, Fire Drill, and the Metro conductor. Boom, boom. That building's on fire.
It's not on fire.
He is a self-described old soul and quite Irish. Well, God almighty, he looks Irish. He has been involved in programming in tech since he was 10 years old, 40 years ago, and is prepared to entertain all questions. And our talking head has sent a few interesting gifts to the show in the past. Intrigued? You should be. And now here is Trevor. That's a long intro. Hi, Trevor, in front of your fireplace. How are
boys,
you?
how you doing? How you doing?
Trevor.
We are wonderful,
Sorry
as you
for
can
the delay.
tell.
Mike made it all about him.
Sometimes, we just need to we need to work out some of the bugs. But that's it. My first question jumps off the page right here. Vice President at the Annapolis Makerspace.
Yes,
That
sir.
sounds interesting to me.
Yeah. So, you guys familiar with makerspaces?
Oh, I'm a big fan.
I had to ask what it was.
Please,
Had to ask.
I am not. Please tell me what it is. What is that?
Okay. So, in general, a maker is anyone who creates things. So, when you think about anything STEM or STEAM related, we think about kids when we think about STEM, but a lot of people create throughout their entire life. So, like, a makerspace is basically a gym for makers. You go, you pay to use the equipment and tools, and there's a community, and you learn from other people. Like Annapolis Makerspace, we have a fairly decent woodworking side of the shop, but then we also have things like 3D printers. We have a laser cutter, engraver,
welder.
We have an electronics bench. We have all kinds of stuff. So every makerspace is a little bit different. It depends on what they're ready to provide for the community as far as equipment and responsibility goes. Like ours has 24/7 access via key fob. Some of them have limited hours, but like some of the ones around here are more information security related, being near DC and all that. Some of them are just more
super exciting,
kid or
it's
programming oriented. But ours, we have a lot of woodworkers that keep the place going, and there's a few other shops like ours in the area.
It's a club for, if I may just put it this way, and I've been interested since 2013, where I actually went on their website and tried to buy the franchise rights for this area, the DMV. Someone had already purchased them.
Yeah.
Where
was that Tech Shop?
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, they went out of business.
Yeah, well, good for them. Because
So it might be available,
because they
Oscar.
snaked our deal.
Exactly.
Has anything come out of the Annapolis makerspace that you were all very excited and gassed about? Does it ever get any notoriety?
Yeah, so we're a pretty small shop, and we've only been around for about 4 years. But Oscar mentioned the pandemic. So there's Tech Shop was a commercial makerspace, actually, for-profit, all that kind of stuff. There's one in Baltimore called OpenWorks, which is a big for-profit makerspace as well. But there's a lot of smaller shops. A lot of these, like Annapolis Makerspace, is nonprofit for 501c3 and all that. But one of the big things that happened with the pandemic was there are makerspaces all over the country, and actually all over the world, and in really odd locations too sometimes. But one of the things that happened during the pandemic was the shortage of masks and things like that fairly quickly. Like we were basically waiting for someone to say, this is a good plan here that people can help with, something that would actually help healthcare professionals and all that. But there was some of the maker groups were calling it Plan C. So Plan A is the traditional manufacturing for things like the N95 masks and all that,
Shields, etc.
Yeah. Plan B might be some auxiliary sort of backup plan that they have. Plan C was basically all these people that have 3D printers at home or the maker spaces or whatever. What can they do to help out? OpenWorks in Baltimore, and then a guy in Annapolis organized drives where all these different makers could do stuff either at home or at their shops, bring the pieces together, and then they would worry about distributing them. So what Annapolis Makerspace did, we produced somewhere around 2,600 pieces of equipment, about half large, half small, and I'll explain that in a minute, to help out with the efforts for masks and things. So the first initiative was OpenWorks in Baltimore had people 3D printing the headbands that would go for the face shields, because the face shields were something you couldn't really manufacture. That was something that they were cutting on their laser cutter. So we were printing the headbands and then basically just taking hundreds of these headbands to OpenWorks. They were putting on the face shields, putting on the straps.
Oh
on
my
the back.
Good people.
God,
That's so
fantastic,
cool.
Trevor.
Yeah. So then,
That is wow.
I didn't see Equinox doing that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
in your
So
face, Equinox.
After that, there was a group in Billings, Montana, this clinic in Billings, Montana, that designed this face mask. It was basically a cuff, like you'd have for like a CPAP machine or something like that. But the idea was to take a traditional N95 mask and be able to cut it into 6 pieces and use it as an insert on that mask. So the mask part is 3D printed, and then it's just got this little insert, and it couldn't have been comfortable to wear, but with the massive shortage early in the pandemic for N95 masks.
Take what you get.
Yeah, so it serves as like a filter, like a disposable filter.
Yeah, because an N95 mask, the sides aren't really filtering much. I mean, they might be, but if you can cut that up and use it. So there's a guy in Annapolis that helped distribute those to local people, and he was putting the gaskets around the edges and putting the things on. But so those were some of the big items. We did about 1,000 or so things like that.
Amazing.
But then we did.
So it's kind of
items
like
too.
it's kind of borderline producer / inventor. It sounds like to a degree, right?
Yeah. So the maker thing is just creative people being creative and producing things.
It's a gym for your mind.
Yeah, the smaller things we did were the mask savers or the ear savers that you'd put on the back that would hold your mask deal, so it wasn't on your ears all day. We distributed a bunch of those to local hospitals. We even had local groups sewing cloth masks. So just moms in their living room just cranking out cloth masks, and we distributed those to nursing homes and hospitals and all that. Yeah. And that was happening all over the country. That wasn't just around here. That wasn't just Annapolis Makerspace. So that was Plan C.
I'm compelled to. He's frozen up on us a little bit.
Sorry.
Let's see if we get him back.
There we go.
There we go.
There he is. I am compelled to ask you this: if someone is out there like me that has never heard of a makerspace, but somebody that's a tinkerer, that I am sure there are people right now that are turbo gassed to get involved with something like this. Do they just go online and look up makerspace for my area? How would they? Because I'm sure we're going to get some people that are getting into this by listening to what you just said.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sorry, my video keeps freezing. Can you still hear me okay when it freezes?
Your audio is
Yeah, can you roll down to makerspace and figure out how to
you
get
make
a
yourself,
stable signal?
a new phone?
3D print a machine.
That's okay. We can hear your audio, so go ahead.
You look great.
Okay,
Trevor. We're good.
apologies for the video.
You're fine. We're just teasing.
Yeah, there's maker spaces all over, like around here, being DC and everything. There's just tons of different
Baltimore.
options, but in the middle of nowhere, there's maker spaces and shops that pop up as well. So yeah, anywhere you are in the world, if you just look for maker space near,
If you Google it, you'll
whatever.
see it.
Yeah,
Literally, that's how easy it is now.
Yeah.
All right. That is really cool. And I mean, that's what I love about this segment because you just, I had no idea that this existed and it's so neat to hear about. I want to ask you about crypto because we certainly have discussed crypto on this show on a regular basis. And I want to ask you, I'm going to go into my Coinbase right
May
now.
May I just quickly just set
you
the
can
table
dive
for us?
in. This is
Great.
your area. Yeah, you go ahead.
So, Trevor, and thank you for being so kind and sweet in your post. I think you might have insulted me a couple times, but I'm okay. I'll
Well,
let things
no, he
go.
did the thing where he says like, "All due respect,"
Yeah.
and then he said
you
you
know
were not
nothing
doing
about
a good job. Right?
cryptocurrency.
Exactly. Yeah.
Multiple times during my explanation, I said, "This is not my domain. This is what I understand." What I think what keeps people away from really diving into NFTs and crypto is that the people that know NFT and crypto, they are dicks by default. So if you're going to be the nicer TMOS friend of the family that explains it to us, we'll take you.
The friendly face of crypto.
Yeah, but you can't be smarmy.
Absolutely.
All right.
No.
Fair enough.
So,
Yes.
what would be what would be the biggest error that Oscar has made trying to explain crypto? And by the way, Oscar doesn't claim to
I'm not
be
an expert.
the expert
No.
because
I call people.
we've had guys that have come on the show and been. I dove in because we had an advertiser called Coinbase, and I am now invested in Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Slices.
That's it. No, not internet, dummy. No, it's Ethereum, and I believe as I check it today, for the first time,
You're up,
I am-
baby.
I am profitable.
Yes,
$1 million.
Not quite.
he's up.
Okay, so the one thing I know I mentioned that Oscar might have gotten wrong was he mentioned being able to use crypto or blockchain stuff to be able to make the house buying process a little bit better. No sitting down for 3 or 4 hours signing papers. Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to go away because all of those things are basically like, we need to redo this stuff to make sure you know your rights. As far
I'm not
as
saying that right now. In the future, man.
Defensive.
No, but I think the legalese is the thing that bogs it down. It's not the buying or the ownership. It's the legalese that bogs the whole thing.
What was
down,
I right
so.
about? Enough about what I'm wrong about.
I don't know. You're
See,
right.
this guy. Smarmy.
no.
Let me ask this. Here's the knock I get from the old folks down here, right? When we have discussions about crypto, which we do, I get this all the time. I'm not sure I want to dive into something that's feeding criminal enterprises, and that's what you hear worldwide about cryptocurrency. Is it's a great way for unscrupulous people to launder money. What say you, crypto person with a horrible internet connection?
Yeah, well, no, I'm sorry. It's the camera on my laptop has decided that today's the day it's going to just flake out. I do have another camera, but I'm not going to go and get.
Yeah,
How about you take some of that cryptocurrency and upgrade your system at home?
I might just do that when I get my $1 million.
Oh, it's fire
Oh dear,
drill.
I'm sorry.
No,
I
it's
hit
not
that
the
by
fire drill.
accident.
Fire drill.
Please,
No,
back
it's
here.
not yet.
We won't
Not
let your
yet.
camera stretch.
Okay,
This is
so-
primarily an audio medium.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's always an issue with money laundering and things like that. Bitcoin was created to be something that was anonymous. it's not quite as anonymous as people think it is, and that's some of the issues with some of the cryptocurrencies out there. Is they promise privacy or whatever, and there's ways the data scientists can do analysis on things and figure out what's going where and from who. So it's not always, not quite as anonymous as it seems. I guess if the question you're asking is the benefit worth the possible downside of criminal?
Yeah, good question. I like the way you frame it.
I can't tell you. I think that crypto is here to stay. I think that eventually, and it could be decades from now, but I think eventually countries will move to it. There's already one country that's using Bitcoin as an official currency. It was at El Salvador or somebody like that. I don't think it's going away. So I think the idea is to I don't know, just people try to use it responsibly.
And let me ask this: going down the road, and when Oscar was talking about the future before, you go down to the future with crypto. Is there the possibility that there will come a day where this will be it? That this is how we want to buy a car, we want to buy a house, we want to send money to somebody, we want to pay for a service, we want to amass our savings. That it is crypto, crypto, and your Bank of America's and your Sun Trusts and all these things go by the by. Is that what you think?
No, I think that it'll get folded into the traditional systems.
That's what I thought.
I mean, you use a credit card right now. That's not cash. I mean, it's not really that much different than using a credit card.
Well, it's the knock is that there is not a central government backing it, right? So that's the big.
Well, the
knock.
government of El Salvador is backing it.
Well,
so we should be okay.
No, but
I knew you'd hang on that one.
Yeah,
that
but
is
I mean,
a suspect country to adopt you. I'll say that much. As a Latino.
But I mean, I guess the proponents of cryptocurrency will say that the U.S. dollar hasn't been backed by gold or silver since 1940 something, or whatever it is. So the government endorses it, so there's some protection, and there's not as much protection with the cryptocurrencies. But I mean, I guess you just end up going with the crypto that is the that people believe in the most. So right now, people believe in Bitcoin, people believe in Ethereum, Dogecoin, Shiba, that kind of stuff. Like, it's so up and down. The only people really investing in that are people that want to, buy on the dips and sell on the spikes and, make money fast. They don't assume it's going to be valuable tomorrow. They just want to get in and out.
So do you have a pick?
Money.
Do you have a pick for your cryptocurrency that you like?
I like Ethereum. I know you just said you got some Ethereum.
Yeah.
Some Coinbase.
Yeah.
I do 50%
of my nuts Ethereum.
Yeah.
Mike's nut.
$25.
You're an ether guy.
Crypto nut.
It's very, very exciting.
I mean, and the disclaimer, not a financial advisor, not financial advice, make your own choices.
Amen. Thank you. Now, nobody will sue you. Don't worry.
Yeah, I mean, really, your camera doesn't even work.
Can I ask a question about the basis of this? I remember when I first heard about it, and no one's ever been able to explain this to me. People would set up huge computer servers and setups
we wanted to build a mine.
To mine for Bitcoin. When you mined for Bitcoin, who hit it? Where was it? How did you find it? How did it begin like that?
And please, don't tell me they're the little green guys from Fraggle Rock.
What?
Who's actually mining?
Gobo?
Yes.
Yeah. Was it Dozer?
Yeah,
Yes.
I think Dozer was very good, very good. But yeah, how did it begin where people could just go searching for it and find it? It's mysteries. It's a mystery to me.
So this. I'll try not to get too nerdy with all this, but so Bitcoin was created by somebody where they have a name, but they don't know exactly who it is. As far as I know, Bitcoin isn't being developed anymore. It's just out there and it's operating, and that's it. So that's just to let you know how that works.
So the market is saturated.
No. So basically, all these cryptos, the way the mining works is it's a cryptographic algorithm, that generates these coins. I know.
Lost
it's okay. It's okay. I'll bring it back.
Okay.
Back in Fraggle Rock.
Yes, back in Fraggle Rock. Each Bitcoin takes 10 minutes to mine.
Can I just interrupt for a second, Trevor?
Yes.
Rob, sometimes I'm going to kill you when you ask a question at the end of the interview when I'm about ready to wrap it up, and you ask a question like this. I'm ready to. Okay. Today, I'm. My frustration point.
To be
right
fair,
now
at least I was here on time,
Yes,
ready to be killed.
You were here on time. All right,
ready to be killed.
All right.
So.
Yes,
Okay, I'll
go
try to
ahead.
make it succinct. The way the system works is Bitcoin and a lot of these other ones. So with Bitcoin, it takes 10 minutes to generate a Bitcoin, no matter how many computers are working on it. It's really weird. I'm not sure like what the deal is, but I think the idea is to kind of space it out so you don't generate a billion coins at once.
Okay.
And then that's the thing. So if you have 5 billion computers working on it, it takes 10 minutes. If you have 5 computers working on it, it takes 10 minutes. That's why the energy issue or the energy problem is such an issue, is because you got more and more people trying to get rich, so they're adding more computers to it. So it's a cryptographic puzzle basically, and all these computers are working on it to try to get the next Bitcoin.
Thank you very much,
So,
Mike.
yeah,
Mike,
he's done.
He's done.
He's done. He's done.
Marilyn Monroe.
What?
Yeah.
Hey, all right, we're at the end of the segment. Trevor,
Okay.
I need you to please, anyone you want to say hi to before we let you go, my friend.
Yeah, I want to say hi to my friends, John Frenay, who runs the Eye on Annapolis local news website, who's been a great friend and a great promoter
Hi,
of
John.
the makerspaces.
Hello.
and
Great
all
town. Love Annapolis.
Yep.
Love it, love it,
Yep.
love it.
that. Ray Hoffman, I don't know if you ever worked with Ray Hoffman, but he was a program director at WYRE and WNAV way back in the day. I know he spent some time with Don.
Boy, oh boy. That might have been before me then, because I
possibly.
was there after he was there, but it seems like there was a period of time when every radio personality in the world came through Annapolis at one time or
Yeah.
another. Jack
Yeah,
Diamond was down there. I was down there. Chuck Dickman was my program director down there. I had, I fired like 8 guys on St. Valentine's Day.
Making friends.
It was fun. Yes, sir. I was prickly then,
Ray
too.
would be tickled at a shout out, so I had to include him. And then our friends Mark and Ian and their lovely wives, Jessica and Jennifer, and then of course my girlfriend Emmy. Love you, sweetie.
Oh, it's very
Hi,
nice.
Amy.
Thank
Thank
you,
you
Trevor.
very much. We got to take a break. Thank you very much, Trevor. That was fun, and I love what you guys do at the Annapolis Maker Space. That's really fantastic. We'll take a short break. There he is. There he is. Doug, just get a new camera. That's all I have to tell you. We'll take a break. We will come back with more fun and more thrills right here on the Mike O'Mara Show. Everybody. It's a picture of Carla from Vegas or New Orleans.
Yeah, next to Dirk.
The thing about it is he's got that big Dirk energy.
Thank you.
Dirk energy. Yes.
That was good.
The Mike O'Mara Show podcast is chock full of laughs and stories. Every episode improves your mood, lifts your spirits, and gives you more male vitality. But for maximum impact, you have to subscribe to the TMOS bonus show. Only then can you get
Get hard or your money back.
It's P1 Hall of Famer Dirk Vasquez. Big Dirk energy is a real thing. I've been listening for almost 12 years, and the TMOS bonus show always puts a smile on my face, a spring in my step, and let's just say there haven't been any complaints in the bedroom. Subscribe to the TMOS bonus show today and get Big Dirk energy. Click the banner at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
That's too funny. All right, everybody. Hey, the numbers are out, and the average home in the country has gone up 19%. That's appreciation, people, not just because we're happy with them. In the last year or so, what does this mean for you? What's this massive rise in home equity and the continued rise in COVID consumer spending? There's never been a better time to tap into your home's equity. I sounded like Darren McGavin. There's never been a better time to tap into your home's equity.
Way the house is appreciated.
It's fragile. Take cash out for any reason at all. You need to call my good friend Mark Livingstone and the team at Cornerstone First Financial right now. There are lots of companies out there offering personal loans and lines of credit, but unless it's included in a refinance, your cash out is not tax deductible. Oh, snap.
Yeah,
so
gotta
whether
keep that
you're
in
paying
mind.
off credit cards, student loans, or renovating your home, you can enjoy this increase in equity and the tax deductibility by wrapping it all into a cash-out refinance and take advantage of ultra-low rates all at the same time. Cornerstone First guarantees to meet or beat any competitor, so don't miss out. Call Cornerstone First Financial, serving the listeners of the Mike O'Mara podcast for over 6 years at 202-625-1221. That's 202-625-1221 or cornerstonefirst.com. We love them. We miss those guys, seeing them every day at our old location. And here's to Cornerstone First Financial, everybody.
From the four corners of the World Wide Web and into your digital device, it's what you need to know.
This is the homepage.
This is the homepage, and this is a wonderful segue that we have right now. Model Emily Ratajkowski, is that? I think it's Ratajkowski. She's beautiful. She's gorgeous. She's all over.
From the blurred lines.
Yes.
Ratajkowski, something like that. She has given us an answer to one of the most important questions in the history of man, and this directly correlates with our last promo. Why are so many women attracted to Pete Davidson?
Ah, yes.
In an interview on Late Night with Seth Meyers on Monday night, Emily said, quote, guys are like, wow, what's that guy got? And I'm like, this is a quote from Emily. You can tell she's a
verbatim.
model. And I'm like, he seems super charming. He's vulnerable. He's lovely. This guy doesn't need any more help. Pete Anus Eyes Davidson doesn't need any more help.
It looks like he hasn't had a good night's sleep.
Or a bath.
In 10 years.
And then she adds, his fingernail polish is awesome. He looks good. Emily also pointed out that he has a good relationship with his mother,
Mrs.
which
Davidson.
is also a plus.
Mother Davidson.
And he's tall. IMDb says he's 6'3". I had no idea he was that tall. I thought Chad was a little shorter.
Okay.
You know,
tall drink of water.
Yeah.
Don't drink water. Big D energy. Actor Dean Stockwell died Sunday of natural causes at his home in New Zealand. He was 85 years old. Dean is probably best remembered for starring along Scott Bakula on the TV series Quantum Leap. I was not a viewer of that show.
No.
He was also nominated for an Oscar. That was self-serving. Who gives a rat's ass whether I watched it? He was also nominated for an Oscar for 1988's Married to the Mob and had memorable roles in David Lynch movies, the original Dune. He was fantastic in that. And Blue Velvet, he was great in that too.
That's a fun movie.
He loved quirky little roles, and he was good at them. Most recently appeared on JAG and the Battlestar Galactica revival, which I was unaware of. So safe travels to Dean
Safe
Stockwell.
home, but Mike, I'm with you. I didn't watch Quantum Leap either.
That's true. Quantum Leap was just not my
You know
thing.
who loved it? Jimmy the Intern
I
loved
loved
Quantum Leap. Of course
Really?
he did. Yeah.
As a kid,
remember
you're
that.
like, oh my God, this guy's jumping from people to people's lives. It's amazing.
It's amazing.
Will Ferrell.
Boo!
I just threw that name out. Oh, stop. He has already turned down an Elf sequel, so I guess he's not going to be needing his Buddy outfit anytime soon. It just went up for auction. It's things like this that make me think about our wonderful country. It went up for auction, and an anonymous bidder shelled out almost $297,000 for it. It was only expected to sell for between 27 and 41 grand. Got 297.
Wow.
That wasn't even the most insane purchase from this auction. Somebody else bought Wilson the volleyball from Castaway for almost, are you ready for this? $389,000. And I still smell a rat when Rob's talking about Tom Hanks. There are like 3 Tom Hanks stories in my news today that I didn't share with you.
Do you think Tom's buying those props?
You know what? You get out of my head, because you know what? 400 grand is nothing to Tom Hanks. And it puts Wilson back in the news if someone pays $389,000.
And it puts Tom Hanks as a loner guy, like the new movie out there. Thinking,
Finch.
I love Finch is that movie, so who knows?
Isn't Finch, he
We don't
plays a
know.
small bird, right?
No. It's actually it's a
Buds.
tearjerker.
It is.
Researchers say the sweet spot for falling asleep, this was all over the news, has been for like 3 days. The sweet spot for falling asleep between 10 and 11 p.m.
10.
To come up with this time, they tracked and analyzed data from more than 88,000 adults over 6 years. They found there's a 12% greater risk of cardiovascular disease among people who go to bed between 11 to 11:59 p.m. How do they get that? It's 25% higher among people who fall asleep midnight or later. So the later you go to bed, the more it increases.
Well, I think that's
okay. Get that.
I think that probably is not so much the timing as the amount of sleep that it's going to result in, right? Because that means you're getting less sleep at night.
I don't know.
But does it open up into a larger suite?
I don't know.
Okay.
For those of you that want to know what that reference is, it's Lost in America. And it's the bellhop at the hotel in Las Vegas.
How many computers should you set up if you're mining for crypto?
I don't know. Night owls weren't the only ones affected by this. Falling asleep earlier than 10 was associated with a 24% increased risk of heart disease. That would be more sleep. This is weird. Researchers don't have all the answers for these results. Great.
Hey, that's great.
But they suspect that our body's internal clock, its circadian rhythm, we've talked about that when we've talked about sleep number beds, gets disrupted by going to bed either too late or too early. And that has adverse effects on our heart. The earlier part, I always thought it was the more the merrier. You know, might help you out, but maybe not.
I still can't believe Pete Davidson is 6'3".
The study did take into account things like sleep duration, sleep irregularity, being an early bird or night owl, and other factors, and results still said that the best time to go to bed between 10 and 11 at night,
Mike,
which I did last night, so I'm happy about that.
You've ruined me. I still can't, all these years later, can't hear the word night owl and not think of Mayor Barry.
I'm a night owl.
He's a night owl.
Night owl. Yes, right. Thank you. Night owl. Just having a fun time. Supermarket started. Here we go. I hate to share it, but I'm going to share it. But I hate to share it, so I'm going to share it. I hate to share it,
okay,
but I'm sharing it.
Share it.
I hate it. I hate it. Hate it.
Share
I feel
it.
guilty.
Mike,
I'm
do
guilty
it.
before I even read
No,
it.
you're not. You're innocent. Do it.
Maybe it'll help me if I do my Anchorman voice.
I
all
like
right?
that. Okay.
Well, supermarkets started stocking up early because of supply chain issues, but they still might not have enough to meet demand. Here we go.
That's
Get
you know,
ready.
I think it calls
Listen to this.
Mike
This
from-
is this. Yeah, what?
I was going to say the Anchorman voice is okay. I think this needs the John Tesh voice.
Supermarkets started stocking up early because of supply chain issues, but they still might not have enough to meet demand. Here are 5 Thanksgiving foods that are already harder to find than usual. Whole turkeys. Okay, you know what this is going to cause. This is it. They're going to be out. People are going to be buying turkeys today.
Right.
It's going to be on every local news. It's going to be national news. Grocery stores only have 39% as many as they normally would. That's less than half. I did it. Look
But Mike,
at
you
that
fell
little
right
tidbit.
into it. You fell right into it. And you know what? 39% of turkey, that's still a lot of turkeys.
So if you got room in your freezer, it might be a good idea to snag one.
Thank you, John.
Moronic advice for your life. Cranberry sauce. Buy the cranberries.
Can you hold a turkey for this long?
Sure, you freeze it.
Yeah, freeze it.
Oh.
Around 80% of the normal stock. Well, cranberry sauce is fine. Yams and sweet potatoes. Stores have about 75% as many as they normally would. Oh, who cares?
Well, Mike,
none at our table anyway.
A lot of yams are being snapped up by the people at Wawa to make their gobbler bowl.
Stovetop stuffing.
Who does stovetop for Thanksgiving?
People do.
Mike,
you see it in the stores piled up all the time.
yeah, you know what? If you serve stovetop, I hope your trailer burns down.
God.
Trailer?
Harsh. Pre-made refrigerated pies. Well, who gives a shit? Jesus.
I'm pre-made.
I thought you were going to talk about meatflation.
The turkey is going. This is all shaping up to be a turkey run.
Yeah, but
So we've had the pandemic for 2 years. We might as well up Thanksgiving too.
I thought, just because last night before I went to bed, there was a story out of Japan about meatflation coming to the States.
I
Yeah,
thought
because prices are going to go up.
I
Yeah.
thought meatflation was a category.
It's a Pete Davidson category.
Or your money back.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pony.
Oh, okay. Wait, I have it here. Hold on. You got to be quiet. Here we go.
Get hard or your money back.
Okay.
Mike,
thank
I
you.
looked for over an hour for that commercial yesterday. I was able to send you another take on that, but it wasn't as good. It's
wasn't
not
the
as
same
good.
guy.
I know.
Now a little something. A 54-year-old guy in Indiana named Sammy Allen.
Oh,
Sounds like a Catskills comic.
it does.
Sammy Allen. Well, he stole a street sweeper on Sunday and a street sweeper. And he led cops on a very low-speed chase. It happened in Richmond, Indiana, just across the border from Ohio. He swiped it from a highway construction site around 1:30 in the morning. Nothing good happens after midnight. He drove it through several people's yards. Cops tried to stop him with spike strips.
For a street sweeper?
But he was going so slow, he was able to drive around them. They said he hit speeds of 10 to 15 miles an hour.
Look
At
out.
one point, he crashed into someone's garage. Oh, my God, and he almost flipped it. Part of the garage collapsed, but he was able to regain control
Thank
and
God,
keep going.
Sammy Allen.
Sammy Allen. The chase finally ended when he drove the street sweeper into the river. He then tried to take off on foot, but they got him. A dog got him, bit him. Cops got him to a hospital to deal with the dog bites on his arm. He's facing charges for vehicle theft, resisting arrest, leaving the scene of an accident, and reckless driving. But his floors are spotless. Anyway, I don't know why I said that. It made no sense.
I get it.
What are you doing?
Well, the
we gotta
garage
take a
floor
break.
spotless.
Yeah, exactly.
So much to talk about on today's show. We'll come back with more fun. Any alarm yet? No, you're still
10.
40 minutes away from that.
10 parakeets.
Very good. 10 parakeets. We'll be back. You're listening to the Michael Barrow Show.
From the people that brought you Ice Capades and Holiday on Ice comes a new ice skating spectacular starring 73-year-old Boston Bruins defenseman and NHL Hall of Famer Bobby Orr that has everybody talking.
It's Orr on Ice, butt cheeks and balls.
It's all new, and it's all nude.
You ever seen a grown man naked?
We came all the way from California just to see this show. I cried several times.
Didn't realize how much I needed this in my life.
What was your favorite part?
These nuts.
His buttocks are sublime.
The Glastonbury Citizen Raves, what the hell were they thinking? My kids were there. Charlie Burney of WFSB Television said he hasn't been this entertained by a production since he started subscribing to the Mike O'Mara Bonus Show, an extra hour of full frontal comedy every week from TMOS. While the Jersey says number 4, Bobby Orr on Ice, butt cheeks and balls will be a perfect 10 in your heart.
Or on Ice. My God, way to go, Twitch. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. Cooler weather makes it easier to miss signs of dehydration, and that means it's even more important to keep your body properly hydrated. I got to remind myself of this. Plus, flu season is in full swing. Proper hydration and vitamins can help support a strong immune system. Prioritizing hydration helps us feel healthier on a day-to-day basis, and it lets us live up to our highest potential. One stick of Liquid IV and 16 ounces of water hydrates faster and more efficiently than water alone. And not only that, but the product tastes great with flavors like watermelon, strawberry, and lemon lime, my favorite. And 'tis the season for a few extra drinks. So trust me, this is what helps. This is what makes Liquid IV so special. You go out a little too late, you can enjoy it the next day, and it makes you feel better. Cellular Transport Technology, CTT. That is the optimal ratio of glucose, sodium, and potassium, and it delivers water and nutrients into the bloodstream super fast. Liquid IV is on a mission to change the world by donating to hospitals, first responders, food banks, veterans, and active military. Liquid IV has donated over 11 million servings globally. You can grab your favorite Liquid IV in flavors nationwide at Walmart, or you can get 25% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use the code TMOS at checkout. That's 25% off anything you order when you get better hydration today using promo code TMOS at liquidiv.com. Yesterday, we didn't get around to talking about Oscar Santana and robots.
Yes.
I don't know what that was, but I didn't even ask him. I put it on my sheet today to talk about.
And I want to get to that, but just a quick sidebar because I didn't want to forget about this. I finally finished this season of the morning show, and you were right. It is one of the most dynamic shows we have ever seen about television or radio.
It does. It transfers to the world of radio.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Oh God! It's just the way people and it's very obvious to me that in all areas of entertainment, which is why people are warned by entertainers not to go into entertainment. Entertainers, people that even extras that I've gotten a chance to chat with on a TV show set are good people, reading their book, getting ready to do their little extra scene. Actors and performers can be egotistical. In fact, they're all probably narcissists. They wouldn't do it otherwise. But there's a bond between people who perform. There just is. There's a natural inclination to like to hang around those people. Also included in the world of performance, you just inevitably will get people who are I don't want to call them parasites because show business would not be anywhere without the people that distribute and
is it fair to call them broken?
The people that are the behind the scenes, it's just there are a lot of real weens. It happens in radio. it happens in TV.
Term. Yeah.
Weens. If you watch the morning show, and I recommend it, I'm glad Oscar got a chance to finish it. It is just so merciless and just so. The reason I missed family funerals, the reason I had diverticulitis in my gut in my late 20s, all of this contributes. It's all encompassing, and
we all had our stomachs destroyed. All of us.
Well,
it's just
the
difficult.
real and my true takeaway, Mike, and thank you is. I think Shannon and I plowed through 3 episodes last night to finish out the season.
Oh my God!
And
best of the show.
And I sat there and I'm like, oh my God, this is what Mike was talking about.
Yeah.
This not just the broken nature of the talent, but the support team that isn't coddled and is scared of losing their jobs at every single turn, which we all know about.
Sure.
By the way, as talent.
harbor off the chart levels of animus towards the people that are, the big players. There's so much bitterness, and it feeds the machine, the cycle of, what he did behind the scenes. That's all the time.
Right.
They do it with every. It is very. I guess the only thing we're trying to say here is if you watch the morning show, if you put it down into like a successful radio program in a major market and maybe that's syndicated, we we found parallels.
Yes.
Lots of parallels in the way.
The emotion that I felt was, holy, like, this is what it's like. So whoever wrote the show definitely had some background or worked in this world.
Yeah, and really parallels, of course, all over the place between the morning show on Apple TV and NBC with Matt Lauer. It's very, very similar.
Question, upon watching it, and someone who was so invested in the world of showbiz for so many years, did it make you feel uncomfortable to revisit all those relationships?
Oh, yeah. I think great art like that
challenges
makes you feel,
right? Yeah.
It makes you feel uncomfortable. My daughter, I think it's called Dope Sick. Is it Dope Sick, the Michael Keaton vehicle
I think
right
you're
now?
Exactly right.
Oh, Catherine, my daughters, I'll tell you, they are beautiful and smart, and they do many things well. But let me tell you, their TV recos it's like, having that younger eye to give you a recommendation. This is about the opioid crisis, and we are just at the beginning. That's another one. I'll give you that
Hulu.
right now.
It's on Hulu.
Dope Sick is spectacular. So, I'm glad you liked it. It's really,
I can't wait
really
to talk
fantastic.
to Mike about this. You're right. Thank you for the recommendation. The robot situation here at Podville is actually, it's fun, but it's funny how I know it does annoy at least 25% of the team here.
Can I lay just a little background, a little background here? I was at my office and I was editing and I had a deadline. I don't want to get it done. And Pony, this was Monday. Pony comes into my office and he opens the door. What? He says, "You got to come out to the lobby." I said, "Why?" He says, "Oscar's yelling at a robot. You got to see it." And I said, "You know what? As wonderful as that sounds, I'm not going to come out."
He's the adult.
And so he shuts the door, clunk, and then I hear bump, bump, bump.
Oscar's laugh?
Yeah, because he can't make BB-8 not hit the trash can.
What is BB-8?
So you remember this, that it's a bowling ball of a robot that rolls around on Star Wars?
Yeah.
Right?
R2-D2?
Well, R2-D2
or
is one of them.
C-3PO?
It's the new guy. It's the guy that looks like a beach ball and has this little head that rolls around on top on a
Is
magnet.
this your
Did you see
gadget?
this, Mike?
It's not mine. It's not
look at
mine.
that. Okay, I've seen that before.
Yeah, he's great.
Is it a toy or
but
is it a...
our friend Charlie Burney has an R2-D2 guy that rolls around on the floor on, I would say, a semi-regular basis, which is fun to watch because he can patrol the area,
and
right?
he can also take voice commands.
Yeah, it's fun.
It is fun.
So he comes in with a box that's a BB-8. I get excited. I'm like, can I unpack that and set that up? Because, that's what I like
Gadget.
to do. Yes.
Yeah.
And he had a board meeting, at a marina. So he said, when you get a chance, see if that thing will fire up and roll. So I'm doing so. And I'm in the hall, in the lobby, because there's nobody here. And I need some tile floor to see if this thing actually rolls. And yes, it's a little hard to maneuver.
Mike, the trash can moved 20 feet. Boom!
Can I request that it's brought in on a future
absolutely.
show?
You'll love it. It's cartoon
because you got a little counter right there.
It's huge.
Fun.
It is huge, as big as my torso.
It's the size of BB-8 in the new Star Wars trilogy.
But this is what I love about Pony, right? Pony, by sheerly saying, "Hey, Oscar's doing some weird stuff again. You got to come watch." That's what he's doing. To our friend Rob, really gives me a window into his soul, how much he hates me.
Yeah,
because he's right next to me. Like working with the robot, and then he goes to
sell you out.
A Gussie gossip. He goes to Rob. He's like, "You gotta go see this crazy F."
No loyalty.
But I wish you could hear, because
I see you, Pony.
The lobby of Podville Media is glass and marble. It's beautiful, and it's not overly full of stuff. So there's
no expense.
There's a lot of echo. So what I'm hearing is, boom, boom. And And I see
the joy.
And then I look into because I have a glass door to my office, and I look down the hallway. BB-8 is pushing a trash can. He's just pushing a trash can down the hall, and it's Oscar.
If you
the
can't
robot.
have fun, what are you going to have? Mike,
Exactly.
right?
Well, you know
Fun
what?
is the
Serious
best thing to
business.
have.
Yeah.
Serious business going on at Podville Media every day.
We'll bring it through.
You taskmasters, you.
Thank you.
Anyway, that's. I want to see it. I'd like to play with it too. We got to take a break, and please bring the robot in next time we get together.
Please
now.
bring the robot.
We don't have time right now. Oh, well, you can bring it in right now?
Yeah, go get it.
All right, but go get the robot. We'll do another segment with the
Mike,
robot.
Get the robot.
I got nothing going on. I'm just filling time. That's what we do every day. We'll take a break and come back with more on the Mike O'Mara Show. Robot.
In this defensive driving class, you will learn a set of driving skills that allows you to defend yourself against possible collisions caused by bad drivers, drunk drivers, and poor weather.
With most motorists driving defensively, the road is wide open for someone to play the opposite side of the ball. It's the Polychristine Offensive Driving Academy.
You, pal! Your mother! How's that for a turn signal, asshole?
Take it from the Polychristine Driving Academy cheerleaders.
Aggressive. Be aggressive.
Those ladies know how to do it.
The downside to offensive driving is a lot of exterior body damage to your vehicle. The Mike O'Mara Shopping Center is your one-stop shop for all of your auto body needs.
Paint, Bondo, buffers, sanders, and more. Available through Target and Walmart online. Just click the Money Metal banner at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
All and let God sort them out. Oh.
Baby, you can drive my car.
Thank you, Paulie. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. This portion of our program brought to you by Aura. The way you use the internet has changed dramatically over the last decade, but sadly, security tools have mostly stayed the same. Aura, A-U-R-A, provides complete digital security to help protect your online accounts, finances, and devices, and more, all in one easy-to-use app. Aura provides digital security protection to keep you safe from online threats. It's all-in-one protection from identity theft, financial fraud, malware, scam sites, and so much more. With Aura, you'll get alerted to fraud and threats fast, like if your online accounts or passwords were leaked online, or if someone tries to open a bank account in your name. Aura is easy to set up, and all plans come with $1 million in identity theft insurance to help recover your stolen funds. Focus, Michael. Plus, Aura has experienced U.S.-based customer support that's got your back. Aura is a new type of security service that protects all of your online information and devices with one simple subscription. So, for a limited time, Aura is offering our listeners up to 40% off plans when you go... I'm having trouble. When you visit aura.com/TMOS. Go to aura.com/TMOS to get complete protection and savings of up to 40%. That's AURA.com/TMOS. We love Aura, and I'm sorry I was distracted by the robot.
Robot.
What is this?
Robot.
What is this robot called again?
His name's BB-8.
Yeah. He was the star of the new trilogy, I think.
The Star Wars trilogy?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, you got to, I know you're a Star Wars nerd, but you got to throw in Star Wars because people, the trilogy.
Okay, forgive me.
Come on.
Yeah. So, but
is it talking?
He makes noises.
Yeah, I just, I don't even know how to run him because he's a Star Wars.
How is he supposed to run? Through an app?
Yeah,
is that how you're supposed to run him?
There's a remote control, but he's walking around now on the table. You see how big he is, though, right?
Yeah.
He's very large.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if he's. Let's listen to him. I don't see if he's talking.
Hold on, here we
he
go.
looks like he's having like some sort of seizure.
Yeah, he'll talk in a second. Hey, BB-8.
Where's the speaker? Like in Bowie?
Yeah, it's under his butt. I don't know enough about this guy. I'm still learning about him, but this is why he was running into glass and he was running into trash cans. And Santos was chasing him. It's quite an event here.
It's an amazing robot because what you need to know is that his main body is like the size of a beach ball, but he's got like a head unit that's magnetic, so it moves around the sphere. It's an amazing toy. Or I'm sorry, is it a collectible?
I don't know.
But it's
isn't a collectible a fancy toy?
Well, yeah, but I was sort of making fun
He's
of
trying
Oscar.
to be respectful.
Yeah.
Well,
But it is now what would happen? If it had gone off and it would crash and destroy itself on the floor, right?
You break
it's
it,
a
you buy
stupid
it, though.
robot.
You know what? It's a stupid robot.
Robots
You're right.
don't have a self-preservation gene, Mike, because they're robots.
Seriously, when you brought up robot, the first thing I thought of was some stuff I've seen on the Magic Box that has, robots that are in big operations and office buildings that like deliver mail and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
That or a screen when you can actually.
I've seen those. Yeah.
Our robot, Mike, doesn't deliver mail. He delivers joy.
Yeah, I mean, I would watch it for like a minute and then I get bored. I get totally up.
Well, I think we're on the same page.
Yeah.
At least Optimus Prime does push-ups.
Optimus Prime.
Yes.
Thank you.
The robots that you're talking about, it's funny because we had a vendor come through that wanted to sell us a telework robot when everybody was working from home, where you would have an iPad on what was essentially a little cart that would drive around and say hello, and it'd be the person's face. It was one of the creepiest things I've ever seen.
It's got a card on it. It rolls, and you can kind of look at it.
There's a restaurant in Texas that is doing that with their waitstaff, or they did it with their waitstaff like 6 months ago because of COVID, where they actually the
waiter is an iPad, an iPad screen.
So, as of now, the only robot we use for actual work is Dan O'Brien.
There you go. I'm reaching over to put the paper in the trash now. Before we break here, I did want to bring up one thing. Rob and I were talking about it before the show, and look, I think at my age, I think all the time that we're not making our own decisions anymore. We're just completely steered in one direction or that, and media more now than ever. I'm not alone in this. I'm just burned out on media. I really am. I'm burned out on these, national news, local news. It just gets crispy very, very quickly. Enough, please, with the concert analysis of the people that were trampled and lost their lives at the concert. How many times do you say, what can we do? It's too many MFers crammed into too small a space. This is not a Rubik's Cube. Come on, please, with that. And some people, a security guard had to, an isolated example where somebody got stuck with a needle. They just try to manufacture out of whole cloth some sort of conspiracy or blame. You're not going to have blame. You had too many kids and young adults crammed into too small a space. This is not new. This has happened before. What could they have done? Maybe not let as many people into that small space. I get so burned out on, our obsession with death and how that is just, again, beating that drum over and over. Yeah. It's a tragedy. Can the people that put the concert on get their just desserts with this? Yeah, probably. There'll be civil suits. They've already filed them. But the over-analysis...
That's not going to bring their kids back.
No. It's not going to bring their kids back. And the over-analysis of what happened, look at the video. You see what happened. You heard people cattle.
It's an easy fix. You don't oversell.
I tell you one thing, just a despicable, horrible, awful way to die in that circumstance, But it just, when it's bad enough, I guess the point I'm trying to make, it's bad enough, and I don't need it beaten over my head, 24/7, like there's going to be some mystery. There are plenty of those out there in the news.
Yeah.
Plenty of investigative things going on.
But it is, look, I think what you're suffering from is what most people are. It's like this, it's never going to be good news, but it's been a lot of bad news as of late.
Yeah.
Right? And so much so that I just heard last night that Brian Williams announced that he is leaving NBC.
Really?
Yes, he's leaving NBC. And
are you sure he's telling the truth about that?
You're like Carla. Rob and Carla are on the same page. Never forget. Carla has never forgiven him for that.
Yeah.
For the stretching the truth the way he did.
I forgot to tell you guys. Lester Holt was doing a live stand-up from Wisconsin Avenue in Georgetown.
Oh, cool.
And I, like a looky-loo, fangirl, went to the corner of the street and watched him do it from afar without being on camera.
I would have done it. I would have done the same thing.
Shannon's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm going to go see Lester on Wisconsin. I walked there.
Yeah.
I pretended like I was doing something else.
So did you see him on TV and then go to him?
Yes.
That's great.
That's
like a creep.
So you didn't just go, you bolted out of your house.
I saw News 4 tweet out, Dorian Gensler tweeted out that Lester's in town and doing a stand-up. This was last week. And I said, I wonder where he's going to be. And we look on Twitter, and then they already had the scaffolding up on Wisconsin Avenue. He said, "Oh, I know that street. I'm going to sneak out of work at 6
Oscar
p.m."
Santana, star effer.
Hey, Lester, I have a robot.
No, well, I've been a fan of the nightly news since day one.
Well, you love Lester Holt.
If Brian Williams was here, you give him a big man hug as well.
Is Brian just quitting because it's time? He's retiring. He's tired of doing it.
Well, his contract is up. They offered him a new contract. He said no, and he said he will resurface, but he's going to take some time through the holidays. Where is he going to go is the question. And a man who, by the way, has reinvented himself. He took that 11 o'clock show
on MSNBC
and has made it his own.
I think to this day, Brian Williams is probably the best dressed man on television.
Yeah.
I think he's kept up
very
that kind of very charismatic
and could
guy.
have walked. Could have walked. You know?
Look, when you watch like election coverage or you watch his late night show, it's a decent program, and maybe he's going to go to Italy. Oscar, maybe he's going to go over and get a villa on Lake Como.
By the way, did you think that villa was? I thought that villa was that character's. I thought it was Steve Carell's character.
That's a good television show that makes you believe that. But getting back to this, as far you're right, too much of it. But when we try to manufacture a blame scenario when it's almost I would think it would be impossible to do that. Really, you're going to blame the artist who in the past has said, "Hey, jump over the barricades." I've said stupid crap on stage.
Sure.
I've never had 50,000 people. Don and I at one point had 10.5, and that was a good crowd for us. But I'm sitting there, saying, you're just trying to, it's bad enough. And speculation, I think, more than anything else, getting burned. I want more silliness and happiness. We have happy news on our show today.
Yes.
Julia Spiewak, after a COVID outbreak with the hippies down in the art department.
The unwashed art students.
Those dirty art students.
With their bare feet in the wintertime.
By the way, window into our soul. And if you don't think we're really friends and we love each other, but we can also break each other's balls.
Yes.
Prior to the show yesterday, I walk in and the guys are having a serious conversation about this scare with Julia. And
they should know that they closed down her graphic arts department this week because there was an outbreak, at least 2, maybe more COVID positive tests.
Correct.
So.
In the world that we're all quickly forgetting about this COVID-19, we're all quickly forgetting about it.
Yeah, completely saying we don't need to do anything. Don't do that.
It was a great reminder, and they're kids.
Yeah,
and Mike and Rob are having really this heartfelt keep us posted, let us know what's going on. And I literally roll in with a line that says, "These dirty art students, I've always never trusted them." And the guys, instead of being mad at me, they start guffawing and laughing because we're just having a great time.
You diffused the whole thing for me. And people should know that Julia and her roommate Fiona were both graphic arts students. They both tested negative, so everything's okay. But it was a bad day yesterday,
scary.
I tell you what.
And Rob was talking about the same thing you're talking about, Oscar, that, we have let the guard down. And there are plenty of kids and adults and everybody else that aren't getting vaccinated. Speaking of that, that's my boy right there with his vaccination card. Yesterday got his first vaccination, and we're excited about that. And it's just peace of mind for me. He had a sore arm, felt a little off today, so I'm not sure what the long-term result is, but we're happy for Julia that she didn't have anything. And Rob, you have every right to be pissed about
pissed, and not only pissed that it happened, but also that, of course, the school is being awfully close-lipped about it.
Yeah, it sucks.
I mean, let us know what's going on.
Yeah.
We can deal with it. It's not like it's going to change the reality if you let the details out. So we'd love to know.
Yeah, as far as those poor people that lost their lives at the concert, I mean, look at the videos.
It's but kids.
People have to really get to the bottom of what exactly happened. What?
I know.
Look at it.
Crowds.
Come on. It's easy. It's crowds crushing people. It's as old as there have been crowds.
Right.
I mean, it just pisses me off. But then again, I'm prickly. We have to take a break, and I will come back, and we will have the digital dumpster. We'll see who's in that little sucker today. Before Christmas, we will change things. I know. It's not going to be the digital dumpster forever.
No, it's not.
I've never been able to say it.
It's going to be the analog not hamster.
Want to try that one again?
I don't.
Okay, we'll be right back.
Analog
I'll take it from Hero Train. I want to talk to the listeners. Hey out there, how are you doing? Got a suggestion for you. When you're ordering your Rob Spiewak signature fruitcake at MikeO'MaraShow.com, why not pick up 2 of them? One for you and one for that special someone. I'll do you one better. Turn the lights down low, build a fire in the fireplace, pour a glass of wine, put on some soothing music, maybe loosen up that top button, or better yet, just slip into something a little more comfortable, huh? Now, invite that special someone over and enjoy some Rob Spiewak signature fruitcake in the flesh. Mano Imano, huh? TMOS fruitcakes are only available for a limited time, but that doesn't limit your time together this holiday season. Hey, whatever 2 or more consenting adults do in the privacy of their own home is none of my affair. Come on over. I'll show you how I got my nickname, and we can enjoy that fruitcake all night long.
Okay, thank you. All right,
did he get his nickname?
I believe Mark Riddell living out a lot of his fantasies with these promos. Listen, everybody, don't let the stress of daily life weigh on your body. Whether you're an elite athlete or someone like me just trying to make it through the day, tension-free, Theragun can help. I cannot tell you how much I love my Theragun. It is the handheld percussive therapy device that releases your deepest muscle tension using depth, speed, and most importantly, power. And it's as quiet as an electric toothbrush. The Gen 4 Theragun gets to the source of the pain by releasing tension using Theragun's signature percussive therapy. You really feel it when you're using it. It's fantastic. It goes 60% deeper than vibration alone. There's no substitute for the Theragun Gen 4. The OLED screen and design is amazing. It's so beautifully built. You got to go to their site and check it out. Plus, the Theragun app learns from your behaviors and suggests guided routines. Theragun is trusted by 250 professional sports teams like Real Madrid, and I said that right? Real Madrid soccer team, right?
Yes. Yeah. Perfect.
And elite athletes like Paul George, DeAndre Hopkins, Maria Sharapova. Plus, hundreds of thousands of customers and me. I love it. I use it all the time. Try Theragun for 30 days, starting at only $199, worth every penny. Go to therabody.com/TMOS right now and get your Gen 4 Theragun today. That's therabody.com/TMOS. Remember, therabody.com/TMOS. Okay, for now, it's the digital dumpster, and we're going to open it up. And
I'm Mike Wallace.
Dead.
I'm Morley Safer.
Dead.
I'm Harry Reasoner.
Dead.
I'm Ed Bradley.
Dead.
I'm Steve Croft.
Alive.
It's your best ever.
You like that?
Yeah, it's your best ever. Yes, let's get right to it, ladies and gentlemen.
All right.
Yes.
Today is November 10th, Mike. Might play that again later. Today is November 10th. Today is the birthday of the Marine Corps, and today is the birthday of Sesame Street. They both debuted on the same day. Different years.
Let me say hi to my favorite Marine then, Colonel Michael Colburn, he of the President's Own, and my favorite Vermonter, and wonderful human being. Love you, Michael.
Funny you should bring him up. My mom and I were talking about music the other night, and the subject of the song Sleigh Ride came up, the Christmas song. And I said that Colonel Colburn's performance of Sleigh Ride on Letterman is better than the Boston Pops version, and she argued it, and I said, watch it, and she agreed. It's the best.
And a beautiful YouTube video that anybody can watch. If you want to get in the Christmas spirit, watch this beautiful video. It was shot beautifully when Letterman had him on. I think you'll love it. Yeah,
wonderful.
absolutely.
Great stuff. So, yeah, I agree, Mike. So anyway, I thought this mashup was very appropriate as Sesame Street and the Marine Corps. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
You little scumbag.
Oh, boy.
You will not laugh. That's enough.
I love to count.
You will learn by the numbers. I will teach you.
I will count.
You're so ugly you could be a modern art masterpiece.
Isn't 3 the number of the day?
Sounds off like you've got a pair. 1, 2,
2,
3.
Your birthday cake is ready.
You owe me for 1 jelly donut. Yeah! Open your mouth. You eat it. Now get up. Get on your feet.
Happy birthday.
Can you tell me how to get to Sesame Street?
I'll be watching you.
How to get to Sesame Street?
I'll be watching you.
How to get to
So beautifully done.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday. I think that the most common, people say the news is on every day. I know Judge Judy is on 5 times a week.
Can I stop you for just a second here?
Yeah.
In 9 minutes, there will be a fire drill in your building.
Yes.
I have telepathy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, very good.
I'm Mike Wallace.
Dead.
I'm Morley Safer.
Dead.
I'm Harry Reasoner.
Dead.
I'm Ed Bradley.
Dead.
I'm Steve Croft.
Alive. Okay. Mike, the most frequently things seen on television are country music awards. And I don't know if it's the same outfit that does it every time, but tonight the CMAs are on, and
That's a good outfit.
It's a great outfit. The CMAs, great outfit. I bet you can guess who's hosting them.
If you've never seen the CMA Awards, first of all, pray for the guy hosting and sit back and enjoy.
It's Luke Bryan. I'm doing this too.
It's not Kenan
Example and
Thompson?
microcosm of many, many flavors of music, the realness and the relatability and the stories of the songs that you're hearing and the uniqueness
How many
of the
albums
artist.
do you think are moved
and
or streams are actually played or downloaded just for being a host? I'm actually curious about that. Like,
Well,
there has
I think
to be
with
some
the
sort of effect, right?
Well, it
With the
definitely keeps you in the public
Yeah,
eye,
but with the declining ratings of award shows, I'm not sure if it
good
moves the meter
call.
as much as you might think.
Good call.
Well, anyway, I wish him well. It's a good outfit.
You do not. You'd
We
like
all
him
know
to
you
throw
hate
up on
him.
stage or show up drunk or something.
I'd like him to have a moment like in the most recent version of A Star Is Born when he goes up and wets himself. Now that would be on YouTube. I
that
promise
would
you
be
that.
something.
Hey,
I
look
like
what
that
Luke-
too, and I don't hate him as much as you do.
Look what Luke Bryan did. No wonder he's wearing black jeans. That's your digital dumpster.
Oh, that's it. We got to get out of here.
We got
Sorry,
a fire drill
I was
coming
just,
up.
I literally was experiencing that video in my own mind. Luke Bryan up there. Oh, man, look at my pants. Look at my jeans. I got a big stain in them and all that. All right.
I wish I brought extra denim.
Tomorrow, for our listeners, I would like a full review of the fire drill. It would be important if we could do that. There was something else I wanted to.
There's very
to
important, Mike, is that tomorrow we will announce the deadline for fruitcake ordering. And you got to get in because we're about to shut that door.
All right, and have a Florida wildlife update tomorrow. And also, I want to discuss Christmas decorations and what I am planning on doing with my studio down here, which I will give you a tour when it's completed.
Oh, boy.
All that coming up tomorrow. Thank you very much for listening. For Rob Spiewak and Oscar Santana, Mike O'Mara saying so long, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Want more? Make sure you check out the Mike O'Mara Bonus Show. Get it at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
I'm Mike Wallace. I'm Morley Safer. I'm Harry Reasoner. I'm Ed Bradley. I'm Steve Croft.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Make good choices!
Gonads are useful for their purpose, but they are no substitute for brains.
Good night, ladies.
Good night, sir!